Senator Adams Oshiomhole, who represents Edo North Senatorial District, has stirred debate in the National Assembly after calling for decisive economic measures against South African companies operating in Nigeria. His remarks came in response to renewed xenophobic attacks targeting Nigerians living in South Africa, an issue that has once again raised concerns about the safety and dignity of Nigerian citizens abroad. Speaking during plenary on Tuesday, May 4, 2026, Oshiomhole urged the Senate to move beyond expressions of sympathy and take concrete action. His comments followed a resolution by the upper chamber to establish a joint ad hoc committee comprising members of both the Senate and the House of Representatives. The committee is tasked with investigating the rising cases of xenophobic violence and recommending solutions to protect Nigerians living in South Africa. Oshiomhole, known for his outspoken stance on national issues, emphasized that Nigeria must adopt a firm and assertive approach in dealing with the situation. According to him, the country cannot afford to remain passive while its citizens are being attacked and, in some cases, killed in a foreign land. He argued that diplomacy should not be mistaken for weakness and that Nigeria must be willing to defend its people through strategic actions. "I don't want this Senate to be shedding tears or merely sympathizing with victims," Oshiomhole said during the session. "We were not elected to come here and share tears. If you hit me, I'll hit you back. That, in my view, is appropriate even in diplomacy. What we are dealing with is not just a social issue but an economic struggle." Central to his proposal was the call for the nationalization of major South African businesses operating in Nigeria, particularly telecommunications giant Mountain. Oshiomhole argued that Mountain generates substantial revenue from Nigeria and repatriates large sums of money to South Africa, yet Nigerians in that country continue to face hostility and violence. He suggested that revoking MTN's operating license and taking control of its assets could serve as both a protective measure and a form of economic retaliation. This Senate should take a position, he insisted. Mountain is a South African company making millions of dollars daily from Nigeria. If Nigerians are not safe in South Africa, then Nigeria should consider nationalizing the company and withdrawing its license. That would send a clear message. He further argued that such a move could create opportunities for indigenous companies to grow and expand, thereby strengthening the local economy while reducing dependence on foreign corporations. In his view, the situation presents an opportunity for Nigeria to assert economic independence and prioritize the welfare of its citizens. In addition to Mountain, Oshiomhole also called for similar action against DStv, another South African-owned company with a significant presence in Nigeria's media and entertainment sector. He accused DStv of also profiting heavily from Nigerian consumers while the South African government allegedly fails to adequately protect Nigerians within its borders. "I also call on the federal government to revoke DStv's license," he said. "This is another company that is taking millions of dollars out of Nigeria. Our people in South Africa are not there for leisure, they are there to work and earn a living. If we respond strongly, the government will be forced to recognize that Nigerians cannot be treated this way." Despite the strong sentiments expressed by Oshiomhole, his proposal did not gain immediate approval within the Senate. Lawmakers declined to adopt the recommendation on procedural grounds, indicating that such measures would require broader consideration and adherence to established legislative processes. In his remarks, the Senate President urged caution and stressed the importance of diplomacy in addressing the crisis. While acknowledging the seriousness of the attacks, he noted that economic retaliation against businesses might not be the most effective or appropriate course of action at this stage. Instead, he advocated for constructive engagement with South African authorities to find lasting solutions. The Senate President assured Nigerians that the matter is being treated with urgency and seriousness. He reiterated the commitment of the National Assembly to ensuring the safety and protection of Nigerian citizens, both at home and abroad. As part of its response, the Senate approved the formation of a joint ad hoc committee to further investigate the issue. The committee, which will be led by the leadership of the National Assembly, is expected to undertake a fact-finding mission to South Africa. During the visit, the delegation will engage with South African lawmakers and government officials to express Nigeria's concerns and seek assurances on the protection of its citizens. The delegation is also expected to visit the South African Parliament, where they will formally communicate Nigeria's displeasure over the reported xenophobic attacks. In addition, the Senate plans to write to the Speaker of the South African Parliament to reinforce its position and demand accountability. To ensure a comprehensive approach, the Senate will invite Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs to brief lawmakers on the steps being taken by the executive arm of government. This briefing is expected to provide insight into ongoing diplomatic efforts and outline possible strategies for addressing the crisis. During deliberations, several lawmakers expressed deep concern not only about the physical attacks but also about the broader implications for Nigerians living abroad. They highlighted the growing climate of fear, psychological trauma, and discrimination faced by many Nigerians in South Africa. According to them, the situation has created an environment where Nigerians are increasingly profiled and targeted simply because of their nationality. The Senate noted that such treatment is unacceptable and undermines the principles of human rights and international cooperation. Lawmakers called for urgent action to restore confidence among Nigerians in the diaspora and ensure that they can live and work without fear of persecution. In a solemn moment, the Senate observed a minute of silence in honor of Nigerians who have lost their lives in the attacks. The gesture underscored the gravity of the situation and the need for decisive action to prevent further loss of life. The developments highlight the ongoing tension between the need for strong national response and the importance of maintaining diplomatic relations. While Oshiomhole's proposals reflect growing frustration among Nigerians, the Senate's measured approach suggests a preference for dialogue and international engagement as a means of resolving the crisis.
As the Joint Committee prepares to carry out its assignment, many Nigerians will be watching closely to see what concrete steps emerge from the process. The outcome of these efforts could shape not only Nigeria's response to xenophobia, but also its broader foreign policy stance in protecting its citizens abroad.